Okay, with that, we'll move over to Middle East and Africa, along with Europe. So, Bassel, can you talk a little more on the clashes in Israel-Palestine? Do businesses need to be worried on what's happening there? This seems to be an annual issue with Ramadan around the corner.
Thank you, Bhargav. So in the EMEA region, we had one assessed event and 24 other developments today. The prominent development in the Middle East is what's happening between Israelis and Palestinians. So a far-right group, an Israeli group, is set to march in the West Bank today. At least 10,000 far-right demonstrators are expected to join this religious march, which is for a Jewish holiday called the Passover. So this comes amid the holy month of Ramadan that also last year had witnessed clashes between Palestinians and Israelis at Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is considered a holy place for the two religious groups. So the clashes actually started on Friday, on April 15, and since then, around 117 Palestinians and around 117 Palestinians were injured and 400 others were arrested. Clients should keep an eye on this evolving situation as these violent clashes between Israelis and Palestinians could have a spillover effect and spread over the country, especially in the West Bank and in the Gaza Strip, as well as the new terrorist threat and the resurgence of terrorism in Israel with what happened with the Islamic State in the past few weeks. Moving on to Africa, in Libya, in North Africa, actually, protesters disrupted an oil production and export activities at the Ilfil and the Sharara oil fields on April 17. So this comes as the militia closed the oil factories in protest against the prime minister. So they are calling on the prime minister, Abdelhamid Baiba, of the government of national unity to hand over power to the new prime minister, which is Fathi Bashaga of the GNS, which is the government of national stability. Businesses should also keep an eye on the situation as disruption to oil production could lead to oil shortages around the country and fuel shortages around the country. Moving on to Europe, in Europe we had around 10 developments today. One of the developments was witnessed in the UK, which at least 5 people wearing paramilitary style uniforms were arrested under the Terrorism Act in Northern Ireland yesterday. Actually, we have been witnessing these arrests of people who are allegedly following the new brigade of the IRA, which is the Irish Republican Army, which is called Saradoa. These people were arrested yesterday under the Terrorism Act, and the police seized a number of vehicles. Although this resurgence of the IRA is far-fetched, businesses should keep an eye on this situation as well. This is all from EMEA today. Thank you.
That's an interesting development, Bassel. IRA has been suppressed for a long time, for decades now. So businesses in Northern Ireland, they can actually inflame tensions at a moment's notice. So they need to pay close attention to the new development there. Thank you, Bassel, for your coverage. With that, we call it a wrap for the day. Thank you very much for joining us. Please do reach out if you need to know more about our bespoke membership services.